All right, welcome back to Bayou Time. And you've seen me interview Mr. Dickie Barker over the years, many, many times. I had a one-on-one with him. Matter of fact, I interviewed his dad. His dad was as elusive in interviews, maybe as Mr. Dickie's son, Mike Barker. But nonetheless, Mr. Dickie, it's great to have you on, and it's for such a great donation that your family. I know it's going to be the Richard Dickie Barker Student Union, but what a gift y'all been able to give back to Vandebilt Catholic High. And I must say, in knowing a little bit of the history, all those children you had and all those tuitions you paid, and I sort of chuckled the other day, I said, I bet Mr. Dickie has paid for probably 2 or 3 cafeterias or buildings already. But congratulations, what a great gesture.
Well, Martin, it was a family affair. You know him as having gone to school with him and friends with him today. And they just, they're Vanderbilt graduates. Mm-hmm. And as such, they, as I have, a very strong feeling for the school. And seeing what happened and watching the dilemma of trying to rebuild since Hurricane Ida, the kids came together and said, "John, we need to do this." And they started throwing numbers out, and I said, "Y'all got to pay for all this down the road." Right. And they laughed and said, "Dad, you've set it up for us," and I feel good about that. I spent since 1955 until I retired fully a few years ago in the businesses, and it's been good to us. So this is payback time.
Yeah, and I want to bring up that picture if we could, Jen. Let's bring up the group picture. I know the bishop is in there, and they're making a presentation. And just to, Vanderbilt sent out a press release, and it says Vanderbilt Catholic High School is pleased to announce a charitable contribution to the renovations and improvements of the Vanderbilt Catholic Cafeteria in the amount of $500,000 from the Richard Dickie Barker family. With this generous donation and the blessings of the Diocese of Houma-Thibodaux, they will be able to make the process of converting the facility to a more collegiate environment for our students and faculty. Upon completion, the facility will be renamed the Richard Dickie Barker Student Union in honor of the patriarch of the Barker family here in Houma. And I must say, and I got to say, you're so well deserving of this, because back in the day, and I don't mind telling the public, when I was 25 years old and I was starting a TV station, I had to go ask Mr. Dickie Barker for sponsorship for the commercials for HTV. And he's never said no. You have been generous to a lot of people. And where did you get that from? Where was that instilled in you to be like that?
Mark, that's an interesting question. And, our family has typically always been involved in the community. And I'll never forget, I graduated from high school, St. Francis, predecessor of Vanderbilt. And there's always an epitaph for the seniors graduating. And mine was always willing to smile and lend a helping hand. And I thought about that, and when you're 17, 18 years old, and everybody's being touted as the most successful business person or the best this and that, that didn't sound like the greatest epitaph. But as I look back, I love people. I've always enjoyed working with people, and I've always joined. And this is all part of it. That's where we get that. It's inbred in us.
Right. You've been on so many boards over the years. I mean, we probably have to do another one-on-one just to talk about the boards and the ideas you brought. I remember you were trying to get Terrebonne's economic health straight on some of these boards.
Tears.
That's always been a driven factor for you, is to make sure that the ones coming up, and a lot of your grandchildren, they'll be running dealerships in the oven. They're already there. That they have it a little better than y'all had it. It's always been a mission, hasn't it?
Well, it is, and you always do that. You do it for your children, for your friends, and for the community. And, you know, I guess you're looking back, and this is too much about me and not enough about Vanderbilt. But anyhow, I was blessed when I got married, got out of school, out of Nichols, went to work. I got involved in the Junior Chamber of Commerce here in town. And there were people like Baron Berg, who went on to be a judge, Dickie Talbot, who was a representative of ours, unfortunately died in a car wreck at a young age. But I could go on and on about the people that all congregated and made that happen. And then it sprung out into other Rotary clubs and just other, then you got into the school, the parochial school system. St. Francis Club cooking chickens on Sunday morning at 2 o'clock in the morning. When the town blew up with the gas line thing, we were all there the day before. So, I mean, it's a lifestyle, and it's been wonderful, really has.
Yeah. Let's hold that thought. We're going to take a short break here. We're going to talk some more. We're going to get into Vanderbilt because I'm sort of curious. We're not going to show you the picture yet. We're going to show it in the second segment, but it's extraordinary. And tell you what, hey, you may talk Vanderbilt if you're going to bring a date to go out and eat. This might be a perfect place to go. So we'll take a short break. We'll come back more with Mr. Dickie Barker. Don't go away.
It's time to get paid.
At Terrebonne Ford, we'll pay you market value for your trade.
And you can take home a check today.
Even if you buy somewhere else. We'll pay you market price for your car at Terrebonne Ford in Houma, because Terrebonne Ford delivers.
Here at South Louisiana Bank, we support our neighbors, the organizers, the helpers, the leaders, the dreamers. We support those that move our community forward. Louisiana has grown from the dedication, commitment, and loyalty of the people who call this beautiful place home. We are proud to offer our services to the communities in South Louisiana. South Louisiana Bank. It's better when we bank together.
Domestic violence is daunting, and the psychological effects can do enduring damage. Obviously, all abuse needs to end. But how? The Terrebonne Parish District Attorney's Office is dedicated to ending domestic violence and helping those who have already experienced it. Our office supports many programs that educate and adjudicate abuse towards women. If you are a victim of abuse, call the Terrebonne Parish District Attorney's Office at 873-6500.
It's time to get paid.
At Terrebonne Ford, we'll pay you market value for your trade.
And you can take home a check today.
Even if you buy somewhere else. We'll pay you market price for your car at Terrebonne Ford in Houma, because Terrebonne Ford delivers.
All right, welcome back. Our guest is Mr. Dickie Barker, and as we told you in the first segment, they've endowed $500,000 to Vandebilt Catholic High School for a cafeteria that is unbelievable. If we could bring that picture up, Jen, if you don't mind, it's incredible and it's state of the art, and there it is. Now, I'm a proud Vanderbilt graduate. Mr. Dickie, when we ate at Vanderbilt's cafeteria, it didn't look anything like that. This is incredible, and I know that Mike, his son, and Angelique have both been on boards. Mike with the diocese, Angelique at Vanderbilt, have had a lot of discussion with the higher ups at the school, but this is a phenomenal, right, when they say collegiate, it's really mentally getting the kids sort of ready for the next step, isn't it?
And I think that's part of the thrust of this thing. My first question was when I saw it, and I was not in any of the early planning or design stages, well, it's beautiful. I think it'll do everything you want it to do. How many kids can you feed at one time? Right. Because I'm looking at the business of the cafeteria as well, and they told me 300. I said, well, if you can feed, because that picture does not show
Right.
all of what it is, but if they can feed 300 kids at one time or 300 people, with those types of facilities, they've gone way above the job. I tell you, it's going to be amazing.
And it's sort of just like the Barker family to find the need. And I've always said that y'all have a very great way of finding that need. Most people are looking at doing something with the football stadium. Most people may go other avenues. But when I saw this press release come down from the diocese and I'm reading it, and I called you and I called Mike, I'm going, wow, the cafeteria. You know, we sort of forget about things like that. As long as the kids are getting fed, sometimes we're okay with it. But there's a way to feed them too, and this is fantastic.
It is, and you know, it's not an original idea of ours, but it's certainly one that, with all of the avenues today to spend money and to put money out there, it seemed to us one that would not only serve a purpose immediately, but it would last a long time in the minds of these kids, the minds of these students, in the experience that they have at Vandebilt. Because Vandebilt is, let me tell you, I go back to St. Francis. That's, you know, Vandebilt is such an all-encompassing institution right now. And they offer really top-notch stuff in just about everything they do. I mean, pick a spot. You know, we told a little granddaughter, you got to get involved in something, you know, because she was on one thing, got off of that. And so there's about 10, 15 things she can pick. She's 15, all right? It's just amazing the amount of things development-wise these kids can get at Vandebilt. And this is just sort of a little icing on the cake.
You know, a lot of people don't realize, and I learned this because when I was going to Vanderbilt, my bus was always the first one there, and Mr. Smiley would always bring me in the boiler room. I know you remember Mr. Lassang.
Smiley.
And he taught me how to heat the school. I could still probably go in the boiler room and tell him.
And start it up.
But it interests me. But Brother Bernard, this is why I say this, Brother Bernard would come in the boiler room, and he had this pipe with this engine and this twine, and he was weed eating with a Briggs and Stratton engine on the end of a pipe. And I said, brother, what is that? So he explained it to me. I think that was 10 years before the weed eater came out. So if Brother Bernard would have patented that device he had, Vanderbilt might be 8 city blocks. You know what I mean? So, but it didn't happen. So it takes donors to keep the school going, and it takes large $500,000 amounts to help the school continue in a positive way.
What we pray and hope for, Martin, is that this donation, and it is a sizable, the largest donation we've ever made to any single institution or whatever. But we hope what it will do will encourage more people to participate in lesser amounts. We understand that's a lot of money, okay? We've been in business for 70 years right here, et cetera. And that's an accumulation of all of these 70 years. And not everybody's in that shape, but we hope that it helps people to understand you can, you should, and you need to give. Everybody needs to participate.
Let me ask you before we take this next break, because when I come back, we'll talk a little bit about car business things that you would know. But how does it make you feel when a press release goes out? Of course, it has your name on it, and I know you're very proud of that. But your kids are stepping up to the plate, and it wasn't just yesterday that a bunch of snotty-nosed kids in Barrios were getting their feet wet. Now they are really helping out.
That's it. And that's all part of why you make these kind of donations, because there's another generation coming. We have some more coming. In fact, we've got 2 granddaughters are going to be sophomores this coming year. Another great-granddaughter is going to be in the 8th grade. And there's more coming behind that. So, and we just one family.
Right.
Now, not everybody's got 8 children anymore in a family. I understand that. But there's still a lot of people that all contribute.
And as we go to the break, we're going to come back and I got to say, Mr. Dickie's son, Keith Barker, was also Nutriman in my big blockbuster movie back in 1984.
And hold on, I got a comment about that too.
All right, I'm going to let you come back to it. All right, don't go away because I want to hear his comment. We'll be right back.
Congratulations to Barker Honda. Barker Honda has been awarded American Honda's 2021 President's Award Elite status. Only 10 Honda dealers nationwide have been recognized as an elite dealer. Elite in sales, elite in financial services, elite in parts and service. Plus, we've got new Hondas arriving daily. Just another reason why it's better at Barker, your elite award-winning dealer in Houma.
Terrebonne General Health System, where medical science meets the art of caring, is committed to providing the latest advances in medical technology with a gentle, caring touch. This is evident in our high-tech, high-touch approach to healthcare. As a trusted healthcare resource, we deliver both life-saving, compassionate inpatient services and life-changing preventive care, while also providing wellness needs and outreach throughout the Bayou region. To learn about how Terrebonne General is providing innovative healthcare solutions, visit tghealthsystem.com.
Pay below market price at Terrebonne Lincoln. That's right. Every new Lincoln we sell has a below market price. You can even order a new Lincoln, build it the way you want it, from color to trim to options, and you will get a below market price, plus 1,000 order bonus cash. So ask yourself, why should I pay over MSRP when you can pay below market price at Terrebonne Lincoln? Shop us online at terrebonnelincoln.com or come see us at Terrebonne Lincoln in Houma. Pay below market price at Terrebonne Lincoln. That's right. Every new Lincoln we sell has a below market price. You can even order a new Lincoln, build it the way you want it, from color to trim to options, and you will get a below market price, plus 1,000 order bonus cash. So ask yourself, why should I pay over MSRP when you can pay below market price at Terrebonne Lincoln? Shop us online at terrebonnelincoln.com or come see us at Terrebonne Lincoln in Houma.
Get a summer savings deal at Barker Kia. Drive home a new 2022 Soul and pay just $209 a month. That's $209 a month for a new Kia Soul at Barker Kia in Houma, or shop online at barkerkia.com.
All right, welcome back. Mr. Dickie Barker is my guest right here on Bayou Time. And large donation to Vandebilt. And I want to give you the floor because I promised you I'd let you finish the Nutria Man story.
Well, I got him because there are examples of all types of things, and this is a contribution of sorts. And the Nutria Man, Keith was Nutria Man, and the budget for Nutria Man and the budget for this Vandebilt thing are just different worlds, because the costume that Keith wore every day when y'all were filming Nutria Man had to be sewed together by his mother every night so y'all could film the next day.
And I'm highly
and
aware.
I rest the case
and
at
I'm
that.
highly aware of that. But it was some good times.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
Look, if I would have had the budget you would give it to the Vandebilt cafeteria, we could have made a blockbuster.
Yeah, well, y'all be sad.
But
No.
I'm so glad we did it. And we had a great time.
Absolutely.
I want to mention the children because they all attended Vandebilt Catholic High School. Of course, we all know Lisa, 1974.
Right?
And in 75, my brother Mike's class.
Ricky?
Richard, yeah, 77. Mike was in my class of 78. Kelly, 79. Keith, 80. Brett, 82. And Chris, CB, 1985. That is... I bet y'all were glad when that last one got through Vandebilt and those tuition checks, but you probably had to go to college.
Well, it was certainly not what it is today.
Right.
And we were fortunate that they went to Nichols, most of them, although the boys did go to LSU at least for 2 years, all right? So anyway, that's another story for another program. But anyhow, it was a load. putting all 8 of them through private schools the whole time.
Yeah. You know, you talk about when you give that amount, and a lot of people go, well, they've been in business for a long time, but that's a lot of cars. That's a lot of service. That's a lot of kids who are involved in the business. So everybody has to come to the table and sacrifice a big part of their future to make sure that Vandebilt has a future.
That's it. That's it. They all have a piece of the business. They've earned it. They all took part of it, put it all together, and made this donation.
What was Vandebilt's reaction when y'all said, we're in?
Well, based on the night I was there when they surprised me, because I didn't even know that it was going to be announced until that time. They seem to be very excited about this whole thing and what it's going to do for them in the handling of the kids and how it exposes the kids to the school. So they're very excited.
And you were involved in athletics, and your kids were involved in athletics, and this is a off the grid, it's not in athletics, but it is such a prominent and central thing. Everybody's got to eat. I remember me and Carl Morgan scraping plates so we could eat for free at Vandebilt, and we get to eat all we want. This is where everybody gathers.
Well, let me go one step farther back. When the Autumn Festival, Vandebilt Autumn Festival, I was in that thing for years, and
Right.
Joe Waite Sr. and I were in charge of the cafeteria, which was meatballs and spaghetti and lasagna. All right? And we served a lot of meals and made a lot of money for the Vandebilt Autumn Festival because we got donations of one time we were having chicken, and the chicken donor sent us the chicken, and when it came time to pay, Joe said, don't pay him, he's a friend of mine. And he squealed like he could, but he made the donation. So we got the free chicken and sold it for a profit. But we did that in that cafeteria. Just think if we'd had this kind of cafeteria.
And I remember Daddy used to have to tear the bones to make sure the chicken was cooked. And we got to say hi to Dr. Jerry Haydell.
Oh, bless him. Jerry was the patriarch of the Vandebilt Autumn Festival when the last 2 to 3 years we were involved.
And I know he's watching from his room right now. We wish him the best, and our prayers are with him.
Jerry, for sure. Jerry and I go back to 741 Point Street, which was where Dr. H.L. raised all of them.
Yeah. So looking forward, about a minute and a half left. I want to congratulate you again and thank you. Not only what you did for Vandebilt, but once again, if you would have said no to HTV in 1985, y'all were one of the catalysts. Y'all were my first advertising business on HTV. Terrebonne General was the first half-hour program.
We're still with you, Martin.
Yeah.
And still doing a great job for us.
Well, thank you.
And fortunately, we have you because we don't have a great media. The paper's gone to nothing. We used to spend $500,000 a year with the paper, with all of our dealerships, and nothing left there. So at least we have your programs that people watch, people need, and thank you for sticking with it.
Well, you can thank me, but I'm like you. The thanks go to you because y'all helped me start, and I appreciate that. And you'll always be endeared to me. So every time I go to the cafeteria and I see the Richard Dickie Barker Student Union, you deserved it.
Leave a big tip for the people when you get the food.
I will. Mr. Dickie, thank you so much.
Martin, been my pleasure, buddy.
Always great to see you.
Yes, sir.
And once again, Mr. Dickie Barker and his family doing great things for the parish and also Vandebilt Catholic High School. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.